Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk news. I am El Fakador Laurie Blake, and coming up on this episode of the news, Daniel Bryan, John Cena versus Velveteen Dream at WrestleMania. There's a new WOS Women's Champion and another one, and Sasha Banks wants to leave WWE. But we start with some top quality graps from a soccer mum and a rabid vegan, because AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan were facing off in the main event of a WWE live event in Omaha, Nebraska, when the middle ring rope snapped. Now, this could seem like the death knell for whatever match the pair had actually had planned, but these are two of the finest wrestlers in the world, so they did what they do best: improvise, which in this case is shorthand for whipping the stuffing out of each other with the ropes. Despite the technical hiccup and the rope burn, the pair apparently still put on a cracking match. Unfortunately for those of us who weren't in Omaha, the two will come face to face again ahead of their match at the Royal Rumble on this week's SmackDown, which is looking like pretty jam-packed show. Because just yesterday, WWE added another huge match to the card, booking The Miz versus Cesaro as a follow-up to the A-listers match last week with the other end of the bar, Sheamus, which you may remember ended with the bar covered in Shane McMahon's birthday cake. So I can't wait to see what anniversary they ruin this week. It is Burns night on Friday, so maybe the bar will get smothered in haggis or fall into a vat of iron brew, which I think is how the Scottish Joker was created. Also on this packed show, we'll see Samoa Joe versus Mustafa Ali, Naomi versus Mandy Rose, and Andrade Cien Almas versus Rey Mysterio in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Plus the face-to-face of AJ and Bryan, which is being moderated by Vince McMahon, which is the worst choice of moderator because he was the one egging AJ on. This is like getting sex therapy from a talking vibrator or from Russell Brand. WWE have also been teasing some other matches which are a little further away, like WrestleMania season. And with John Cena's rumoured match against Lars Sullivan in jeopardy due to the latter's reported anxiety, WWE's List This series on YouTube has been speculating on some other names to face JC at Mania. Alongside the likes of Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio, one name stood out: the Velveteen Dream. It's kind of a call that makes sense though, considering that Cena once called out Dream as an up-and-comer he'd be keen to bury. Work with. Old habits, he's different now. And the Dream was actually quite quick to jump on the opportunity to talk up a big match with John. One day, the Dream will wrestle John Cena and everyone will rejoice. Remember this tweet. If it does happen at Mania, it would be a heck of a surprise and an amazing main roster debut for the Dream. Unlike some of the more recent NXT call-ups who have been little more than background actors and pervs so far. Except Nikki Cross, who, in the context of these NXT call-ups, got what could be considered a push because she actually had a match. Fortunately, the Wrestling Observer has the inside scoop on just why these call-ups have been so blimmin' weird. Regarding the debuts, Vince is of the mentality right now he just wants people to see their faces on television. So the writers have to write stuff where they are in the background, haven't decided how to use them or on what show, but he wants people seeing them and feels what matters is when they come up with the plan, how to use them, and people will forget this, but they'll know who they are, with the idea the majority of the fans don't know who they are. Genius, because if you're hoping that people forget the context of what happened and just remember the people's faces, probably best not to put the pervy moments on YouTube. Just a thought. Switching promotions over to WOS Wrestling now, who held their first ever live tour shows over the weekend, despite some here in the UK previously being uncertain over the show's long-term future while waiting on the so far unannounced Season 2. But they need not have worried, because both of the shows, one in Southampton on Friday and one in Newport on Saturday, totally sold out. Not only that, but the online feedback was overwhelmingly positive from both the fans and the wrestlers, and the in-ring action looked pretty fab too from these clips. Interestingly, WOS had professional TV cameras and crew at both of the events filming content, but no one has confirmed what the footage was actually for, but you've got to think, maybe it's Season 2 vignettes perhaps. Also interestingly, the promotion show in Blackpool scheduled for Saturday this week, we can reveal, has apparently also sold out according to WOS insiders that are close to WrestleTalk. Yet this is still to be confirmed by WOS publicly. If true though, it's a pretty big deal, as the Blackpool building has become somewhat of an NXT UK stronghold in the past few years, as evidenced by TakeOver Blackpool, which was just last weekend, if you can cast your mind back that far. Heading into the shows this weekend, though, there was some uncertainty over whether women's champion Kaylee Ray would appear after she showed up in the crowd at TakeOver Blackpool. Again, it was last weekend, cast your mind back. Shockingly to many in attendance, though, the champ did show up to defend her title against Viper on Friday in Southampton, which she didn't quite manage, did she? Meaning that the new WOS Women's Champion is Viper, or was Viper, because she then dropped the belt to Bea Priestley, who picked up the title the following night in Newport, which kind of all makes perfect sense, with the Wrestling Observer reporting that both Ray and Viper are on their way to NXT UK. And you've also got to take into account the fact that AEW are reportedly also interested in both of them, and also Bea Priestley. So maybe that belt won't be on Bea all that long. Either way, we'll have to wait to see how the rest of the tour shakes out to see who walks away with the title, as there are 4 dates left. Stoke on Friday this week, Blackpool on Saturday, Northampton on Saturday the 2nd of February, and London's York Hall on Sunday the 3rd for the tour's finale. If you are interested in any of these shows, you can get your tickets by following the link below, except for Blackpool, because that is apparently sold out. Aside from working the tour, though, WOS champion Justin Sizem has been a busy boy, making NXT UK related headlines once again. Because, stick with me here, because it's not Sizem related initially, with the latest Defiant wrestling episode going live last night, a planned angle has already had to be pulled from the promotion's future. So, at the end of a match between Lucky Kid and John Bad Bones Klinger, it was revealed that Ilya Drugunov would be coming to the promotion. And then it was revealed that he wouldn't, as due to contractual considerations, Ilya would not be able to appear for Defiant Wrestling, which is reportedly because he is on his way to WWE and most likely to NXT UK. Thankfully, a hero came along in this clip from the end of the show.
Interesting.
Yes, Justin Sizem looks to be stepping into the void left by Drugunov. Storyline-wise, this kind of makes great sense after Justin's open letter to the UK British wrestling community, which set British wrestling's social media accounts ablaze late last year, as Sizem took an open stance against how the WWE NXT UK signings could decimate the thriving UK scene and leave companies like Defiant in situations exactly like this one. Funny that. So then, this storyline could clearly be a case of art imitating life. I guess, at least Defiant know they won't be losing Justin to WWE anytime soon, because that online spat he had with Moustache Mountain was messy. Messy. Lionel Messi. So while Viper, Kaylee Ray and Ilya Drugunov are on their way in, on the other side of that revolving door into WWE are a bunch of other superstars coming out. Because news came out last week that the Revival, Mike and Maria Kanellis, the Kanelli, had reportedly all asked for their releases. And also Dolph Ziggler was said to be unhappy again and wanted out of his WWE deal too. But one new and pretty surprising name to potentially add to that list is Sasha Banks, who tweeted this after the Revival stole the show at a house show in San Antonio. Holy, I want to be like the Revival. Hashtag WWE San Antonio. Which prompted this response from Scott Dawson. Don't matter where we go, we're stealing the show. Hashtag FTR. So far, so it's just some mates being supportive. Now, here's where things get interesting. As Sasha's gift-based response said, take me with you. Is this a hint that Sasha is, I don't know, legit unhappy with her lot in WWE? Because she was barely pushed at all in 2018. And yeah, she's almost suspiciously been catapulted into the Raw Women's title match with Ronda Rousey at the Royal Rumble, like they're trying to, I don't know, placate her. But is this push, I don't know, too little, too late? Does she want to be her own boss now and leave WWE potentially for AEW? Either way, publicly voicing her disdain could be a good thing, because she's still really over with the crowd and the fans, so you can expect that if her contract is coming up, she's going to get good offers not only from AEW, but also from WWE trying to convince her to stay, probably just Ring of Honor too, in an attempt to keep up. However, if her contract is not up and it's just her release that she's after, you've got to take into account the fact that WWE reportedly rejected the Revival's request for their release though, as they'll probably do for anyone else who asks in the next few months, because they don't exactly want them running into the open arms of the All Elite gang. Come here, it's okay, it's fine, wrestling's okay again. Pro Wrestling Sheet also managed to dig up some details on why the Revival asked for their release too, and funnily enough, it's not just mo money. Sources just told them that Dash and Dawson's decision was based on how little time and respect tag wrestling is given in WWE. They were said to be frustrated by the lack of promos, backstage segments, and general direction as a division, like that tag match on Monday being used as a cutaway segment as a perfect example, or Lucha House Rules, or that B-Team thing. B-Team, go, 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 away. Away. One source also pointed out Gallows and Anderson becoming an afterthought almost immediately after moving to WWE as a major signing, almost as if WWE sometimes just buys people so that other people can't have them. Pro Wrestling Sheik said they were told that the straw that broke the camel's back, though, was Bobby Roode and Chad Gable not even being featured on last week's Raw. But as I mentioned a moment ago, that request for release was denied, which is bad news if the Revival are frustrated, because the Jacques Clouseau of Jocks Dave Meltzer said that the pair are actually contracted until April 2020. So if they don't get their release, they will be with the company for another year at least. F the Revival indeed. As I also mentioned earlier, Mike and Maria Kanellis were also said to have asked for their releases, something that both have since denied multiple times. Maria posted a bunch of tweets saying the rumours were not true, and then a lengthier missive on Instagram, but the main highlight is this. I was not going to address this, but I am getting phone calls and emails about it. I did not ask for my release. Speculation and rumours are running rampant. I know, right? That prompted Pro Wrestling Sheet, who had reported on the initial rumour, to say, for what it's worth, we've had multiple sources confirm the story, plus additional publications have since confirmed their request was denied. It's also worth noting that we reached out to the couple for comment prior to publishing the article and were told there'd be no comment. Meanwhile, Ringside News have dug up a scoop of their own, reporting that WWE had a Power of Love collection planned for the network in February, right around Valentine's Day, as if it wasn't lame enough. But the company now aren't advertising the show anymore, which was supposedly going to be fronted by the Kanellises. So whether that's to shy away from the current speculation storm, or there's a little kernel of truth to the rumours, or I don't know, maybe they just realised that a show about wrestling romance is guaranteed to suck. It's kind of hard to tell. Do you want monthly WrestleSketch episodes? Well then, help us reach our Patreon goals by clicking the link on screen now. Becoming a patron will get you all sorts of lovely goodies, from exclusive podcasts with me, Ollie and Luke, to shout outs on our shows. And if you haven't already, give us a subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest wrestling news. I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.